My name is Holly Osburn, and I am the director of the To-Be Leaders, is what we usually call them. We refer to them. It stands for Broncho Business Leadership. Broncho Business Leaders is for top leaders in the College of Business at the University of Central Oklahoma. And it really is about experiential learning development for students that are already succeeding, but need that refinement to help them to enter the workforce. Our ultimate goal is kind of faceted in 3 different ways. One of them is to make our students ready to bridge the gap between the academic world and the professional world. So we want them to enter the professional world fully prepared to take on whatever challenges that their organization expects of them. And to do that, we also hope that if we succeed at that, we hope that we give them, we differentiate them from their competition and the people that they're going up against. The second thing we hope to do is we hope to raise the bar for the College of Business at the University of Central Oklahoma. By investing in some of our best students, it allows for them to invest in the college. And then the third thing is that we hope to reach out to our local community and get them more involved. And so that third goal is to make sure that not only our alumni, but community members at large are able to come to our school to get involved, to invest, but also to learn what we're doing. So those are our main goals for this program. To-Be Leaders is it's more involved than just the mentorship program. There are other aspects involved, but our mentorship program is designed to match on field of interest. So if they are accounting, they'll get someone that's doing the job that they're interested in doing. We even go so far as to try to find someone, if they're interested in management in nonprofit, then we try to find a manager that's in the nonprofit industry. So we match them, and then they actually get curriculum that we have designed ourselves. So we wrote curriculum, and in each meeting, they have curriculum to go over. The way it's built is that it's not built to be completely structured. And at the same time, we want to take the onerous of the process off of their shoulders. And so if they come in completely unprepared and I don't know what to talk about, we have guidelines for them and things that they can go over and discuss. And then we very much have the flexibility for them to discuss and go and do other things that aren't necessarily in the curriculum that we designed. One of the things that we ask our students is we ask them to pick a goal that they want to work on. And then we have that mentor help them work specifically on developing that goal. So an example might be, I want to work on my presentation skills. And so we've actually had mentors set up their teams at their office, and the student comes in and is able to practice their presentation skills to that team. So, so that's part of it. We actually we have a minimum of 1 hour requirement per month. They have to meet at least once per month. The student has to set all that up, and the student has to report back to us, which is critical. So they actually have to write a reflection and send that to me. And I look over it to make sure that they're having a good quality meeting. So one of the things that we are very intentional about is making sure that our volunteers are having a good quality experience. And, even though these are high performing students, we've had students cancel at the last minute, et cetera. And so it's my job to make sure that those kind of things don't happen. So that's one of the things that we're very intentional about, is that they report to us every month to tell us how their meetings went. It's more onerous on me in a lot of ways, because I've got to make sure that they're meeting and that they're having quality interaction. If I do my job a lot of times, then that, the mentors, we've had some mentors in our program. Our program is 8 years long, and we've had mentors for 8 years. So they come back every year but I have to make sure I'm doing my job for them to have that kind of experience. It takes a lot to run it. It's a very time intensive, it's very hands-on intensive, and it's hard to create kind of a model that you can mass produce, because it doesn't exactly work that way. And as soon as you kind of try that, it usually kind of backfires. And so one of the things I feel like is that administratively, if it's done correctly, some of those other things fall into place, but it takes a lot of intensive effort to run it. I usually tell them that we really need them to invest in these students to help them get ready for their professional their professional careers. And so I also usually tell them what's expected of them. We are very careful to make sure that the expectations placed on them are minimal. So they don't schedule any meetings. They don't decide what they'll discuss when they're in the meetings. Our students do all of that. And so they are aware that they will need to commit a minimum of 1 hour a month to participate in the program. It's an academic year long, so it starts in September, it ends in April. And so we give them, we make sure that they're aware that their commitment is really the energy that it takes to invest in these students. But we try our very best to make sure that all the other things that would be time consuming are taken care of on our end. Our mentees are already fully motivated. They totally want, the reason that they seek this program out is because of the mentors. So I don't feel like we have to have a speech or an elevator speech to lure them, because they are excited about finding someone that's in their field. If they're an accounting major, they're going to get an experienced accountant who's already kind of been there and done what they are about to do. And so they're very, and it helps them with their networking, and it helps them. So they're very, very excited about the opportunity. And so the thing that we say is just simply, you're going to get to experience a one-on-one mentorship with a professional in your field. A lot of professional development expertise, and also seeing what it really looks like when they've been in college. So sometimes they're not necessarily really familiar with what the professional setting looks like, and so they get that also. But I think what's another interesting part of mentoring, and one thing that surprised me, is that I don't know. That the amount of things that our students get surprise even me still, because they develop relationships and they do things that are off script, and that are specific to them and specific to their needs. And that's the exciting part of mentorship, is that yes, they're going to get some things that I planned, but they're going to get so much more than that. And I don't know exactly what that will be, but I have seen it time and time again, where when you get kind of a connection of two people that want to, better each other, you end up getting really fun surprises. We try our best to help them get an internship. We actually have a 2-year program, and so they enter as juniors. And so this summer between their junior and senior year, we are hopeful that they will complete an internship. And we don't guarantee that we will place that, but we do try to help them in preparing and finding an internship that works for them. Yes, we have some numbers. One of the fun numbers that I like to share is that in our surveys of students, we actually have 100% of our students say that they have increased loyalty to the College of Business, which is exciting, because our students are now becoming, our alumni are now becoming mentors. They want to pay it forward, or even kind of pay it back, because they got to experience this. So we are having some really neat some results like that. But then also we've had some really successful kind of placements and those kind of things that we're seeing that's developed from this program. So We are doing quite a bit of assessment. I'd love to say we've published that data, but we have not yet. Advice that I would give other mentoring programs, especially if you're just starting out, is that you really need to make sure that your mentors are well cared for. So that they have good, positive experiences. And it's not just because you want those mentors to come back, but especially for us, it's because we have found that they are instrumental to spreading word about the program, to sharing, kind of our reputation. And so making sure that they have good experiences has been critical to kind of the success and the growth of the program. One of the things that I feared when I started the program was finding mentors. And so I really thought, how are we going to get people that really actually want to, sacrifice their time? They're busy professional, kind of leaders in their fields. And how are they going to want to spend time doing this? I have not had any trouble finding mentors. In fact, sometimes I have to tell people that they'll have to wait. One of the reasons I think that is because we work with students that are they're a pleasure to work with, and I think that might be one of the reasons. But I also think one of the reasons is that when I have interviewed mentors and said, what can we be doing better? I've had several of them say, this is one of the easiest things I do in terms of my my service to my community and my philanthropic initiatives. This is one of the most rewarding and easiest things I do. And I said, well, why is that? And she, the mentors have said, because they come to my office, they, during my work day, I get to sit with them, for an hour and a half, and then they have everything prepared, and then, and then we do it all over again. And so one of the things that I think has helped our program is making sure that that these mentors they get the good part of it, that rewarding part, but they aren't taxed with too much other things. And so I think that is an important part of trying to make a recruiting mentors, is making it as easy as possible on them. This is so much about quality. And so the quantity is, quantity might look good to someone who's funding it, but this really has to be a quality relationship, or you don't get the same results.